Okay, welcome back. This is Mr. Hassan's Maths channel. I'm now going to answer question number 6 from the, well, this is actually from a end of topic worksheet that I have, worksheet number 4 from my P1 Cambridge collection. This is functions 1 worksheet, and this is a question that I've taken from one of the past papers. I've changed it a little bit because this topic is one of those topics which doesn't have that many questions in the past papers. It's introduced in 2020, so I wanted to make some questions which are slightly different from the past paper questions so that students have more questions to practice from. So I changed some of the things in this question to make it slightly different. So it says functions f and g are both defined for x is an element of all real numbers and given by f of x equals x squared minus 2x plus 8 and g of x equals x squared plus 6x plus 12, so both quadratics. By first expressing each of f of x and g of x in completed square form, express g of x in the form f of x plus p plus q, where p and q are constants. So we have to express it as in terms of the function f, basically, right? So let's first of all take the function f and g and rewrite them in the form where we have completed the square. So for f of x, we're going to write a square bracket. We have x, there's already 1x squared, that's fine, minus sign, half of this coefficient without the x, which is 1. This now will give us x squared minus 2x plus 1. I don't want the plus 1, so I take away the 1. Now these two are the same up to this point here, and then I've got this 8 at the end, which I'll just stick in the end there. So now we've got x minus 1 squared plus 7. And similarly for g of x, we have x squared plus 6x plus 12. So we'll do the same kind of thing. We have x, there's only 1x squared, so that's fine, plus, so there's a plus, a half of just the coefficient, that's 3, square the bracket. Now that's going to give me x squared plus 6x plus 9. I don't want the 9, so I take away 9. So always taking away the square of this, always take it away, whether there's a minus or plus, we always take it away, because there's always going to be a positive at the end when you square this number, and that's a number we don't want, so we take it away. And we got plus 12 at the end, so I'll put plus 12. That's going to give me x plus 3 squared plus 3. So we have f of x is equal to x minus 1 squared plus 7, and we have g of x is equal to x plus 3 squared plus 3. So we want to express g of x as f of x plus p and plus q. All right, so basically what has to happen is we have to know how this is going to become into that. How will that change to that? What do I have to replace the x with in f of x? Basically I have to replace the x with something in order for it to become x plus 3. Okay, so we could say like this, we could say x plus p minus 1 has to become x plus 3. Okay, so what must that p be? Okay, so we can see they have x plus p minus 1 equals x plus 3. So we can see that p minus 1 has to equal 3. So that means p has to be 4. Okay, so there must be a 4 here, right? Because I want these two to be the same. So I have to think, what do I have to do? What do I have to replace the x with? Okay, in order for me to end up, what do I have to replace the x with in here? For me to end up with x plus 3, I have to replace it with x plus 4. If this is x plus 4, then I'm going to get x plus 4 minus 1, which is x plus 3. And I want the 7 here to end up as 3. So I have to, I know that this is going to be 7 minus q has to become 3. So I know that q has to be in negative 4. Okay, it has to be negative 4. What do I have to do? I put plus q at the end here, so I know that I have to add negative 4. Okay, I know that 7 plus q has to become 3. So because when you have something like this, x plus p plus q, you have to basically replace the x with whatever is in here. So I have to replace this x with x plus p. That's what I did. All right, and then we have to then add q to the whole thing. So if I add q to the whole thing and I end up with 3, that means 7 plus q equals 3. That means q is equal to negative 4. So that must be minus 4. So I can say that g of x is equal to f of x plus 4 minus 4. Okay, and we can check to see, is it actually the answer? If I take function f of x, which we know is x minus 1 squared plus 7, and if I carry out this operation to f of x, if I first of all replace the x with x plus 4, then I'll have x plus 4, replace the x with x plus 4 minus 1 squared, and then if I take away 4 from the whole function, so I've got to take away 4 from the whole sum function, so this is replacing the x with x plus 4, so this is what f of x plus 4 is, replace the x with x plus 4, so you have x plus 4 minus 1 squared plus 7, and then I've got to take away 1 from the whole function. What does it give us? Well, it gives us x plus 3 squared plus 3, which is the same as what g of x is, x plus 3 squared plus 3. So we know that this is the correct way to write g of x. Okay, so you have to basically just rewrite it in this form. So you're thinking that this f has to become g. What do I have to do to f to make it become g? Okay, so the x minus 1 has to become x plus 3. So basically I have to add 4. I have to replace the x with x plus 4 basically. Alright, and the 7 has to become a 3. So what do I have to add to 7 to give you 3? I have to add negative 4. So this gives us our answer. G of x equals f of x plus 4 minus 4. Describe fully the transformation which transforms f of x to g of x. So if you take f of x and you do this to it, you end up with g of x. Okay, so the function f, if you take these transformations, now we know that when you have replaced the x with x plus 4, that's a horizontal translation. Okay, so the first part is a horizontal translation. Okay, a horizontal translation, and the vector is negative 4, 0. It's like you go back 4 spaces. If it's plus inside the function, you move to the left, you go opposite, right? And the second thing is a vertical translation. The vertical translation, and here it's going to be 0, negative 4. Why? Because it's going down, okay, by 4 units vertically, because when it's outside the function it says minus, it means down. Okay, so if we combine these together into one vector, we can describe this as one kind of translation with one vector, negative 4, negative 4. This is the transformation which transforms f of x to g of x. It's a translation of negative 4, negative 4. You move 4 to the left and 4 down. That's how f of x will become g of x. And if we wanted to just see that, I mean, if we were to sketch the graph of these two, okay, and we see them in this form, we can see that this has a vertex where the first one has a vertex 1, 7, the other one has a vertex 3, 3. So like 3, 3, say, is over here, and it will be going something like this, and the other one has a vertex, sorry, negative 3, 3, not 3, 3, negative 3, 3. It's the value of x that makes the bracket 0. My bad. So it's negative 3, 3. Okay, so it's just a little illustration to show you. That's negative 3 and 3. So it's gonna have this type of shape. This is going to be g of x. Okay, and f of x is going to be 1 and 7. So 1 and 7 up here somewhere. The vertex will be up here somewhere. Alright, so this will be the vertex. This is 1, 7, and this is negative 3, 3. So we want to know how to go from, it says the transformation that transform f of x to g of x. So how does f of x become g of x? Well, you got to go from 1 to minus 3. So you got to go minus 4 this way, and then you got to go from 7 to 3. You got to go down this 4 this way. So you can see it's a vector of negative 4, negative 4. Just by looking at that, you can see that's the transformation that'll take you from the vertex here to the vertex there. Okay, we could have even done it that way. We could have said the vertex for f of x, the vertex of f of x was 1, 7, and for g of x, the vertex is negative 3, 3. Okay, as we can see from this, what makes this bracket 0 and what's outside. And how does this get to that? Okay, So from 1 to -3, you've got to take away 4. And from 7 to 3, we've also got to take away 4. And this is horizontal and this is vertical. Okay, you can think of it like that if you want to also. And there we have the answer to number 6, A and B. I hope that was clear. Other questions from this particular paper can be found in the playlist that will appear over here. Other questions from the topic of transformations. So this is from the actual end of topic worksheet questions. You'll find other questions in the playlist over here. Other questions from the topic of transformations and functions in general we can find in this playlist. You can subscribe to my channel by clicking on this link, and the playlist up here will tell you, or the video there will tell you how to use my channel to find things you might be interested in finding. Thank you for watching and see you soon.